Implementing and operating Cisco Service Provider Network Core Technologies 350-501 exam. Updated questions are online for you to study all the related topics. Share some Cisco Certification 350-501 exam updated questions here. 1. Which CLI mode must be used to configure the BGP keychain in Cisco IOS XR software? A. Global Configuration Mode, B. Routing Configuration Mode, C. BGP Neighbor Configuration, D. Mode BGP Address Family Configuration Mode. 2. An engineer is trying to implement BGP in a multi-homed architecture. What must the engineer configure to influence inbound path selection? A. A route map with weight attribute to control the inbound traffic. B. An offset list to set the metric for routes received from neighboring autonomous systems. C. An access list to identify traffic and enable it on both of the provider-facing interfaces. D. A route map with as _path attribute to control the inbound traffic. 3. A network engineer is configuring a newly installed PE router at the regional gateway location. The new PE router must use MPLS core routing protocols with the existing P router, and LDP sessions between the two routers must be protected to provide faster MPLS convergence. Which configuration must the engineer perform on the network so that LDP sessions are established? A. Enable communication over TCP port 646 for TLDP hello messages. B. Enable RSVP-TE-FRR on the LDP interface to protect the LDP session between routers. C. Enable LDP session protection on either one of the routers, which allows them to auto-negotiate. D. Set the LDP session protection timer on each router to the same value. 4. What are two features of stateful NAT64? Choose 2. A. It uses address overloading. B. It provides 1N translations, so it supports an unlimited number of endpoints. C. It requires IPv4 translatable IPv6 address assignments. D. It requires the IPv6 hosts to use either DHCPv6-based address assignments or manual address assignments. E. It provides one-to-one translation, so it supports a limited number of endpoints. 5. After implement MPLS protocol for multiple VRFs on a single Cisco device, the engineer notices all VRFs on the router still due to not LDP session protection feature enabled. Which configuration must the engineer apply to enable the LDP session protection feature for LDP neighbors within each VRF? A. Configure LDP session protection globally on the device only. B. Configure LDP session protection globally on the device and on each neighbor that requires session protection. C. Configure LDP session authentication on the device to enable LDP session protection on each VRF automatically. D. Configure LDP session protection within the individual VRFs. 6. Which benefit is provided by FRR? A. It provides fast forwarding path failure detection times for all media. B. It provides rapid failure detection between forwarding engines. C. It provides performance data for the service provider network. D. It protects Cisco MPLS-TE LSPs from link and node failures. 7. Which MPLS design attribute can you use to provide Internet access to a major customer through a separate dedicated VPN? A. The customer that needs the Internet access service is assigned to the same RTs as the Internet gateway. B. The Internet gateway inserts the full Internet BGP routing table into the Internet access VPN. C. The Internet gateway router is connected as a PE router to the MPLS backbone. D. The CE router supports VRF-UT and the full BGP routing table. 8. After you analyze your network environment, you decide to implement a full separation model for Internet access and MPLS L3 VPN services for. Which reason do you make this decision? A. It enables you to choose whether to separate or centralize each individual service. B. It is easier to manage a system in which services are mixed. C. It requires only one edge router. D. It enables EGP and IGP to operate independently. 9. Egress PE-NAT is being used via a single centralized router to provide Internet access to L3 VPN customers. Which description of the NAT operation is true? A. Users M. Different VRFs cannot share the same outside global IP address. B. The NAT table contains a field to identify the inside VRF of a translation. C. Multiple address pools are needed for the same L3 VPN because each site has a separate NAT. D. The different L3 VPNs using the Internet access must not have IP overlaps internally. 10. Which additional configuration is required for NetFlow to provide traceback information? A Cisco Express forwarding must be configured for traffic that is egressing from the router to be properly reported. B. A classification ACL must be configured to identify which type of traffic will be analyzed. C. The BGP routing process must be started for any ingress or egress data to be reported when using NetFlow. Version 5. DLLDP must be configured or the device will be unable to locate a NetFlow analyzer.